Gustav Stickley is considered one of the most influential figures in the 20th century arts and crafts movement. A new exhibit of Stickley furniture is on display at the Newark Museum. As Brianna Venozzi reports, the master of woodcraft helped blur the lines between fine art and decorative art.
And so my job at this point is to check what the lender has noted on their photographs and make my own notes, make sure that I agree.
When you look at any Stickley creation, one thing is clear. The devil is in the detail, and those details are being closely examined by a team at the Newark Museum.
You see here a small loss in the wood. I'm going to note that.
On this day, a new exhibit of Stickley's work is being readied for viewing. It's all part of a year-long celebration honoring the furniture manufacturer and the 100th anniversary of Stickley Craftsman Farms in Morris County. Kevin Tucker is a curator with the Dallas Museum of Art and travels the country with the exhibit.
You create a floor plan for the galleries. You create a scheme for lighting. You create a scheme of colors, textures, thinking about fabrics for wall cases, all aspects, every detail of the exhibition is something that's discussed and planned well in advance. He was not simply a furniture manufacturer and a publisher of a magazine, but one who wanted to really transform the way the American middle-class household was designed, was decorated, and how you lived within that household.
The name itself may bring to mind that classic oak armchair, one of Stickley's most famous pieces. The straightforward design sums up the man behind the craft. What you see is what you get. You can tell exactly how a piece was made just by looking at it.
So this is called parallel coursing rather than staggered coursing, like a traditional log cabin. So this takes more effort to do.
A visit to the family home in Parsippany reveals more of the same. Stickley designed it to be a boarding school, but instead lived here with his family on more than 600 acres of sprawling land, most of it restored and now open to the public.
It's interesting to me how many people come back for repeat tours. Because you would think, well, once you've seen it, but that's really not the case. There's also a lot to be learned, but also there's that feeling that you get when you're surrounded by these beautiful objects.
You might think of Stickley as an early 20th century Martha Stewart. His name and handcrafted design were on everything from furniture to textiles and even metalwork. Anything a home might need, he made. Barbara Foldner is Stickley's great-granddaughter.
When I was younger, it was great-grandfather's furniture. It was not, the world didn't know about it. It was only when I got to be like a teenager that people started, like David Gathers, who's one of the big arts and crafts writers, started interviewing my grandmother.
Barbara says although she never lived at the farm, it still feels like home. Perhaps that's because all of Stickley furniture was made to be used by every man and to last for generations. He might never have imagined they'd become priceless pieces of art. Brianna Venozzi, NJN News, Newark.
And some beautiful stuff for sure. And that museum exhibit runs through January 2nd.